Setting up users and user groups in Loan Servicing Soft. Here we are on the control panel, and if you navigate to the top and expand the IT administration folder, and then expand the security folder, we have a couple options here. We have users and groups permissions. We'll start off in the users tab. When you're looking at the users and groups in LSS, something you can check to determine what is this icon right here. The icon with a single person is a user. The icon with two people is a user group. And basically, it's the idea that you can assign a user to a specific group, which has its own set of specific permissions, which are, things that the user can or cannot do, such as add a new loan, edit an existing loan, adding new contact records like borrowers and lenders, adding payments to a loan, or cutting checks out of the system, amongst a ton of other permissions. Before we get to the permissions, I'll show you just how to add a user. When you're adding a user or a group, you could just use these buttons up here. We'll take a look at the user. First screen it takes us to is this General tab. There's multiple fields here for personal information. The only required fields are username, display name, and password. So we'll just make a little test user really quick. Once you've set up the required fields, then you'll go over to the Member Of tab. And this is where you assign the user to a user group. All you have to do is hit the Add button, and then select the group you want them to be a part of, and hit OK. The operation is completed, and then you're all set to go. You'll hit OK, and now we have this test user that we just created in the system. And we see that he's part of the administrators group. Now, if you ever need to reset a user's password, you can do it from this screen. All you have to do is select the line item and hit reset user password. It'll give you a little prompt to enter in a new password, and you'll hit OK and everything will be set. This is also where you can delete existing users in the system. And now let's go take a look at groups permissions. So we have about 7 user groups already in the system. If we go over to this permission screen, we see that they're all here. Whichever one you're currently clicked on is the permissions that you are viewing here. Let's take a look at the administrators. If you take a look here, you can see that there are categories for the permissions you can edit, such as action, contact, control panel, email, loan, reporting, security, text message, and transaction. Within the categories, there are, subcategories of, the actions that you can, turn on or off for a user. If you expand them further, you can see everything you can edit. If we take a look at the contact category and we expand borrower, you see that you can control whether someone is able to delete, edit the borrower's number, or any sensitive fields such as the social security number. This is what you're able to turn on and off in permissions. That's for the contact category. We also have a ton of permissions you could set for the control panel, and whether or not people are able to view the trust accounts, make deposits into them, cut checks, assign tasks, edit the servicing company info. There's a lot of things that are configurable on the control panel, as well as with the other categories like email and loan and reporting. Once you've made changes to a group's permissions, before they take effect, you do have to log out and log back in. So once you're done with all your changes here, you'll hit this save button in the corner. And once you're done with that, you'll log out, log back in, and your changes should all be set. And that is how you can create users and user groups in the system, assign users to a user group, and edit groups permissions in LSS. Thank you.